All right, today we're going to look at equations with fraction and decimal coefficients. So if you look off to the right-hand side, what we're kind of dealing with is our coefficient is 3x. Our coefficient is 3. In the problem, 3x is equal to 12. If you were to solve this problem, you would be trying to think about how am I going to get the x by itself? And in order to get the x by itself, we basically have to get that x down to 1. So 3x is what operation? Multiplication. So the inverse operation of multiplication would be division. So that's where we would divide both sides by 3, because 3 divided by 3 is going to give us 1, which is going to give us x. And then 12 divided by 3 is going to give us 4. Okay? On the second one, I have 5y is equal to 35. Again, 5y is what operation? Multiplication. How do I get, or the inverse operation of multiplication would be division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And the reason why I divide by 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. So that leaves me with y is equal to 7. All right, so that's kind of just an introduction into what we're going to really be talking about today so that you have the understanding of what it is that we're going to be looking at. All right, so let's start with A. We have 9 over 2x is equal to 27. So if you recall the previous problems that I had, 3x, how did I get 3x to equal 1? Well, I divided it by 3. So in this case, I would take 9 over 2 and divide it by 9 over 2. Okay, but when I divide fractions, I actually have to change it into multiplication. So if you recall, it's 9 over 2, division goes to multiplication, and then my second fraction flips to its reciprocal, where the top and the bottom switch, or the numerator and the denominator switch. So then, when I just multiply straight across, that's 18 over 18, which gets me to be 1, right? Okay, so what I think I could do to help save me a step here would be to multiply both sides by 2 over 9, the reciprocal, because we said that's going to equal 1 here. So 2 over 9 over here, so that's 27 over 1. All right, so that's going to give me 1, which is going to leave me with x. And then 9 divided by 9 is 1. 27 divided by 9 is 3. 3 times 2, x is going to equal 6. Okay? So when I go on to B, I have 2/7 x. So the 2/7 is with the x. 2/7 x is multiplication. So the inverse operation of multiplication naturally is division. So if I just kind of use my same method that I did, I'm going to just multiply by the reciprocal, which is 7 over 2. And again, the reason why we multiply by the reciprocal is because 2/7 times 7 over 2 is going to equal 14 over 14, which is going to equal 1. All right, so that's going to leave me with x on this side, and then this is 12 over 1. So 2 becomes a 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 times 7 brings me to 42. Okay? It would be probably a good idea for you to pause the video right here and work out problem C, just to double check to make sure that you're understanding it correctly. All right, so negative 3/4 x. Again, my operation is multiplication. The inverse operation of that would be division. So I'm going to multiply by negative 4 over 3. Because that's going to be my reciprocal. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 21 divided by 3 is 7. So I can cross simplify here. I end up with x is equal to 7 times a negative 4. Negative 28 is my answer there. All right, here's a look at two problems with a decimal in them. All right, so I know naturally you'd say, well, I'm just going to divide both sides by 0.2 because we have the 0.2x. Well, something that we may want to do to just make things a little bit easier is multiply both sides by 10. And the reason why we multiply both sides by 10 is now it moves that decimal over one place. So I actually end up with 2x is going to be equal to 60. And multiplying by 10 just got rid of that decimal point, which is what I was trying to do. And then now I would divide both sides by 2. So then x is going to equal 30. Okay. On number 2, whoops, looks like I forgot to put in my x value there. All right, so now on number 2, I'm going to multiply both sides by, well, if I multiply by 10, that's only going to move one place, and I have to move two places, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 100. So that's going to give me 7x is going to be equal to 140. Now I can divide both sides by 7. X is going to take me to 20. Okay? All right. Please feel free to go back and watch any part of the video that you need to help you better understand this. This is kind of a good introduction into fraction busters, which are going to be coming up soon. All right. See ya.